So for Christmas 2018, I was lucky enough to get a PlayStation 4 for Christmas along with the PlayStation VR. And basically I just want to share my experience of what it was like for me switching from a Nintendo fanboy to now a PlayStation user. What is up guys, my name is Chase and welcome back to another video. And I use the term fanboy really loosely because for the most part I always grew up playing Nintendo, but also recently I've been playing on the Xbox One. So it's not like I only play Nintendo or anything, like I'm willing to try new things, which is why now we have the PlayStation 4. But for now, all I'm going to be talking about are just the pros and cons that I've noticed using the PlayStation 4 for about a month now. First of all, I have to say, like, starting up the PlayStation for the very first time and setting it up and everything, it has a really nice, like, delightful operating system. Even just like the sounds and like the music and everything, it's so comforting and it makes me feel like I'm just hanging out playing video games. And to be honest, that's what I want out of a video game console. It's just so like pretty and aesthetically pleasing. It's just a really nice operating system and it's a really just pleasant user interface. Speaking of like nice feeling things, I also am just very impressed with how premium all of the hardware feels. And I did actually bring out a few extra like controllers and stuff just to kind of do a little comparison. But right off the bat, like when I took out this controller from the box that the PlayStation 4 was in, I just automatically felt like this was such a premium feeling controller and it has such a nice build quality. I also brought out my PlayStation Move controller as well as the actual PlayStation VR headset. And yeah, just like overall, all of this hardware feels really great. And to me, it makes the most sense because Sony is almost primarily a hardware company. You know, they make all kinds of different hardware and the PlayStation is just one of those hardwares. So I think to me, it just makes the most sense that Sony is the most qualified in making premium feeling hardware. To be honest, especially with the Switch, I feel like Nintendo is getting a lot better with hardware. Like when you look and feel the Nintendo Switch, it does feel a lot more premium, especially when you compare it to something like the Wii or the Wii U. It feels like just premium hardware. But in my personal opinion, if I had to sort of rate the quality of these different controllers, I will say that now I feel like the DualShock 4 comes in first in terms of quality, followed by the Nintendo Switch controllers, and even just the PlayStation VR headset. It does feel, I mean, especially considering the price compared to the Oculus or the Vive. Compared to those VR headsets, this one is the cheapest, but still it does have a nice feel to it. For a console VR headset, the PlayStation VR feels very nice and I like it. The last pro that I want to mention is that the PlayStation 4 just has awesome games. I mean, just recently I finally played The Last of Us Remastered and just holy moly, this game is one of the best games I've ever played. It's such a good story and the gameplay is for the most part very nice. I've also just started God of War 3 Remastered and it's a decent game. I'm having fun with it so far. To be honest, the only reason I'm playing God of War 3, one, it was on sale for like $2 on the PlayStation Store, but also because I want to get some kind of background before I go into God of War 4, which I know was nominated for a bunch of Game of the Year awards and stuff. But anyway, my point is, you know, there are a lot of very great games on the PlayStation 4. I'm even like waiting to start Marvel's Spider-Man. And to be honest, I think for me, that is kind of what it all comes down to when I look at like video game consoles. The exclusive games are like what makes a console worth it for me. I mean, it's the reason why I've been sticking with Nintendo for so long. I love Mario and, you know, all of the Nintendo first-party games. So in the end, I mean, I like the exclusive games on PlayStation 4 so far. So those are my quick little pros of the PlayStation 4. Now let's move on to the cons because, you know, obviously nothing is perfect in life. Although I do feel like the operating system is very nice and like pretty and just aesthetically pleasing, sometimes it can feel a bit clunky. And the reason I say that is just that, as you can see here, like it is a very linear type of operating system. And what I mean by that is that, you know, you just have to kind of scroll to the right to get to whatever game you want to play. And for the most part, I understand that. You know, I feel like what they were going for is probably like a simple operating system. You know, it does become difficult to kind of keep track of the games or the apps that you have on your little home screen here. So sometimes I feel like it can get a bit clunky in terms of the operating system. The next con I want to talk about is actually the explanation as to why I have to record the TV with a camera. The PlayStation 4 has HDCP. From what I understand, it is basically a protection against sort of like recording anything that you're not supposed to be recording on the PlayStation. I believe the PlayStation 3 also had this. And I know that there is a way to disable it. However, it does say here that if you turn off HDCP, some applications cannot be used. So it is the thing where I don't want to keep it off all the time, but at the same time, you know, sometimes I have to record gameplay from the PlayStation, so it's just kind of a hassle to have to turn it off and then remember to turn it back on again. It's honestly not a huge deal, but it is a bit annoying, especially for someone like me who makes a video game show. The next con I want to talk about here is actually PlayStation Plus. If I'm being 100% honest, I've honestly found PlayStation Plus to be a bit underwhelming. Like, there isn't really too much that PlayStation Plus offers. In terms of like the free games that they offer, so far the ones that I've been able to get are Steep and Portal Knights. And once again, I feel like this is gonna be one of these like personal preference type of things. I'm sure maybe in the future they'll have some games that are more sort of my style for PlayStation Plus. But for the most part, you know, I mean, even Xbox has the Xbox Game Pass membership. So I feel like the Xbox does have a lot more to offer in terms of their online memberships. So those are my thoughts on PlayStation Plus. In any case, guys, that wraps up my really long first impressions of the PlayStation 4. For now, this was just a video of me kind of rambling about the PlayStation 4 so far. Let me know any of your guys' thoughts in the comments. But for now, my name is Chase, and I will see you again soon. Bye.